Mangwanani malelepo vukenjani kekwa vanave Africa. Welcome to Africa Good Morning, your top source for breaking news and updates. Today, we cover the M23 rebels' withdrawal from Congo peace talks, citing EU sanctions and ongoing military offensive. However, we have a breaking update from that because the president of the DRC and the president of Rwanda then met in Qatar. In Zimbabwe, a judge has reserved judgment in journalist Blessed Mhlanga's bail case. Meanwhile, former Botswana President Ian Khama condemns the treatment of African delegates in Angola. In Namibia, a new MOU aims to strengthen legal and competitive frameworks, while an AI expert discusses the balance of risks and benefits in technology. Plus, stay tuned for the latest Botswana Report with Rorisang Mogojwe and hear about multinational tax practices affecting Namibia. Join us live every weekday from 7 a.m. on DSTV 285, GoTV 25, stream on oneup2.com and Network Media Hub on YouTube. This is Africa Good Morning. Let's get into the top stories.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
Let's get into our top stories. The Rwanda-backed M23 rebels, who have captured key areas in Congo's mineral-rich east, announced on Monday that they were withdrawing from peace talks scheduled for this week with the Congolese government. The group did cite international sanctions imposed by the European Union on its members as a major obstacle to the discussions. M23 spokesperson Lawrence Kanyuka also cited ongoing military offensive by Congo's army as further complicating the talks. The rebels deemed the talks scheduled for Tuesday in Luanda, Angola, impracticable. Despite this, Congo's government, initially rejecting talks with M23, confirmed it would still participate. Now, in an update, both nations didn't go to Angola for the talks. However, Democratic Republic of Congo President Felix Tshisekedi and his Rwandan counterpart Paul Kagame called for a ceasefire in eastern Congo on Tuesday during their first meeting since M23 rebels stepped up an offensive there in January. A joint statement issued along with Qatar, whose emir mediated the sit-down in Doha, said the ceasefire should be immediate and unconditional. However, it was unclear whether that would stop the M23 insurgents, who now control more territory than ever before in eastern Congo, including the region's two biggest cities. Congo accuses Rwanda of sending arms and Rwandan troops to support the rebels, whose offensive has plunged eastern Congo into its worst conflict in decades, while Rwanda claims its forces are acting in self-defense against Congo's army and militias hostile to Kigali. Neighboring countries have been working to broker a ceasefire, but an attempt to bring Congo's government and M23 leaders together at a meeting in Angola, as mentioned, failed when M23 pulled out. At Tuesday's meeting in Qatar, Tshisekedi and Kagame agreed on the need to continue the discussions initiated in Doha in order to establish solid foundations for lasting peace, the joint statement said. Now we move to Zimbabwe. High Court Judge Justice Gibson Mandaza has reserved judgment on Blessed Mhlanga's bail application, needing more time to review submissions made in court. Mhlanga, a senior journalist at HSTV, was arrested 3 weeks ago for allegedly publishing videos from a press conference held by former ZANU-PF Central Committee member and war veteran Blessed Bombshell Geza, which the state claims incited violence. Mhlanga's lawyer, Chris Mike, argued that Mhlanga had a plausible defense, emphasizing that he was not present at the press conference, did not transmit the video, and was not the owner of the content. Mike contended that the state's case was based on a false assumption and lacked evidence connecting Mhlanga to the transmission of the videos or the violent messages. The state countered, claiming that Mhlanga, due to his seniority, could interfere with witnesses. Justice Mandaza said he would issue a decision shortly after reviewing all the submissions. Former Botswana President Ian Khama condemned Angolan President João Lourenço after he and other delegates were detained for 9 hours at an Angolan airport without explanation. The group, which included former leaders and officials from various African countries, was headed to the Platform for African Democrats conference when they faced unexpected immigration issues. Several delegates were denied visas for technical reasons, while others with valid visas or eligibility for entry were held and later deported. Khama likened Lourenço to Botswana's former president Mogojwe Masisi, accusing both of damaging Africa's reputation. He attempted to contact Angola's foreign minister for clarification, but was ignored. Eventually, Khama was released and taken to a hotel, though his team had to share rooms due to lack of accommodation. Now, other delegates were deported before entering Angola. Khama expressed shock at the treatment, especially given that Lourenço had previously hosted him warmly in Luanda for reconciliation talks. He called the incident a blatant violation of protocol and human rights, adding that no official reason or apology was given. He viewed the ordeal as a deliberate act by Angolan authorities and ultimately chose to return home rather than risk further mistreatment. We'll be getting more stories from Botswana from Rorisang Mogojwe a little later in the show. But we move to Namibia, where the Law Society of Namibia and the Namibia Competition Commission officially signed a memorandum of understanding to promote fair competition and enhance legal frameworks. Speaking at the signing ceremony, LSN Director Neliswa Shiahika underscored the importance of this agreement in fostering stronger regulatory collaboration and ensuring a more transparent and competitive legal environment.
More about creating a framework that will enable these two sister institutions to work together, guided by the terms of the MOU. So we're looking forward to the journey ahead together with the Namibian Competition Commission, which we believe it incorporates very important aspects that we as the Law Society on our own we would not be able to do. Hence it becomes important that we must collaborate and work together with the institutions. And I think this is the language generally in Namibia, that you can never work in isolation. We need to work together to tackle national issues. So I want to welcome you once again and thank you so much for coming. And I now call upon...
Staying with Namibia, artificial intelligence expert Dr. Saidina Ndiaye emphasized the importance of balancing the benefits of technology with a careful consideration of its potential risks. Speaking at a Bank Windhoek discussion on AI, Ndiaye highlighted how AI can drive innovation and efficiency while also posing ethical and security concerns that must not be overlooked.
But AI can be used also to do bad things. So it's dual. So we can use it for good and for bad, and it's the same fight between the hackers and the specialists on cybersecurity. So it's a topic. It's a hot topic right now, and yes, it will be a hot topic also. And it's one of the main problem of AI. It's how to do with cybersecurity. So.
Those have been our top stories on Africa Good Morning. Shortly, we'll be joined by Rorisang Mogojwe as she brings us the Botswana Report. Dumela Rorisang, it's good to have you on Africa Good Morning.
Thank you very much, Ashwin, for having me right here on Africa. Good morning. It is always a pleasure to be here with you all.
Now, Rorisang, Botswana has no confirmation of Lesedi Molapisi's reported execution in Bangladesh. And meanwhile, former President Ian Khama denies plans to rejoin the BDP, focusing on his traditional leadership. Please give us an update on these two stories.
Thank you very much, Ashwin. So, as you may recall, just to give you a quick backstory of the story, back in May 2024, Botswana national Lesedi Molapisi was arrested in Bangladesh and was convicted, or rather was sentenced to death in May 2024 for smuggling over 3 kg of heroin. However, her execution was initially delayed due to political unrest in Bangladesh, which ironically also gave her hope for her release. But the latest reports are that the government of Botswana has denied any knowledge, or rather saying that it has no official confirmation regarding reports that Lesedi Molapisi has already been executed or is scheduled for execution this Friday, the 21st of March 2025, because there are several different reports that are circulating on social media. So we spoke to the Minister of International Relations, Dr. Penyo Butalu, who says that there has been no official confirmation from the government of Bangladesh to the government of Botswana regarding the execution of Lesedi Molapisi. Now, we do know that her family has made multiple appeals to save her, and this includes, engaging the former regime under President Mogojwe, who, has previously vowed to appeal the sentence, and now currently they also made the latest appeal with former President Ian Khama, who's also the Khosi of Bangladesh, Ian Khama IV. And speaking of the former President Ian Khama, who's also Khosi of Bangladesh, he did hold a press conference over the weekend, and he dismissed speculation about his return to the ruling Botswana Democratic Party. Now, what's going on is that the Botswana Democratic Party will be in Congress, or they are holding a Congress, an elective Congress that is going to, elect the executive committee that is going to rule the party until the next general elections in 2029. The race has heated up, and there are, many candidates that are coming out to become, presidential hopefuls, as well as, several members of the executive committee, including Secretary General, Vice President, Chairperson, etc. Basically, the Botswana Democratic Party is trying to fix the party after a massive loss last year. So now they are trying to, put the party back together in preparation for the 2029 general elections. Now, he held a press conference emphasizing that his main priority, or what he's focusing on, is his role as the Khosi being the chief of the tribe of Bangladesh, and he is no longer interested in politics, and he will no longer take an active role in politics. He does, however, retain the right to vote and associate with any political party, because he did step down as patron of the Botswana Patriotic Front, which is the BPF, of which is also an opposition party currently. However, he did say that he may attend some rallies. However, if he does so, he will only do that as an observer. Now, his comments are coming up after the former BDP Secretary General, Hopeful Kabo Morwaeng, suggested that if he was elected as Secretary General of the Botswana Democratic Party, he would work to bring back the former members, including former President Ian Khama. But Khama is saying, nope, I'm not going down that road. I am no longer active in politics. He rejected that idea, and he's just basically urging the BDP to stop using his name for political gain. Now, that is a very interesting story that we will be following up as and when it continues to develop. The Congress for the Botswana Democratic Party, which is now a minority, will be held in May of this year in the small town of Maung. That we will be following up on that, and we will definitely give you the latest development.
All right, Rorisang. Now, in another disturbing story, BDF officer Moahi Mogojwe faces up to 9 charges.
Right. A Botswana Defence Force soldier, Moahi Mogojwe, appeared at the Lobatse Magistrate Court this week. He is currently facing 9 charges, including triple murder, as well as arson and malicious damage to property. Now, he is accused of killing 3 family members by burning down their house. He first allegedly killed them and then burnt their corpses in the house. And initially, he was facing other charges outside of arson, outside of attempted murder, outside of malicious damage to property. Initially, he was charged with 6 offenses following the attack, which happened in February of 25 in Komukasito. It's just a small village in the southeast part of the country. Now, the Directorate of Public Prosecution, or the DPP, has now added 3 more charges, and the prosecutor confirmed that he is currently facing accusations of killing 3 family members, that is Elizabeth, Alefa, and Katlego Ramolala. And he has also attempted to kill 2 others and setting their house on fire. Meanwhile, there was a police officer who was wounded during this attack, and this police officer has been discharged from hospital and is currently recovering. This, though his statement is still pending. This BDF soldier remains in custody, and he will appear in court on the 1st of April. Now, this is also one of the cases that has really taken the country by shock. The nation is still reeling in shock as to how a law enforcement officer could actually commit such offenses. The people that he was meant to protect are now the people that he has killed. There are several allegations and rumors about how he had raped the child of a former girlfriend, and then there was accusations of him taking a loan. There's just plenty of other information or really rumors that I cannot get into, which are yet to be determined by the court. However, we can safely say that he is meant to appear before the court on the 1st of April on accusations of triple murder, malicious to property, as well as arson.
A worrying story indeed. Now, in our next story, we're focusing on Miss Botswana, which is set to happen very, very soon, Rorisang. However, there is an interesting update from there.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? That is a question that will be answered this Saturday, the 22nd of March, at the Gaborone International Convention Center right here in Gaborone, where the Miss Botswana crown, or rather the Miss Botswana grand finale will be held, and Miss Botswana 2025 will be crowned. However, with Miss Botswana, there's always drama. No matter how much the organizers try to keep it professional, there's always some drama that always comes out of it. But with just 2 days left before the Miss Botswana 2025 grand finale, 2 of the top 10 contestants, being Stefina Sibina as well as Felang Kwapa, have withdrawn from the competition. Ms. Botswana has since released a statement and confirmed that these 2 ladies have cited concerns over the behavior of some team members, as well as the high cost of participation. And in response, they pledged to improve fairness and transparency, including implementing stricter judging rules, as well as appointing judges, or rather appointing independent judges, and engaging an audit firm to basically verify the results of the Miss Botswana pageant, because like I said, there's always drama with Miss Botswana. So really the organizers are saying that, okay, we do acknowledge the fact that these ladies have pulled out of the competition with only just 2 days left. I mean, it's going to be on Saturday, but only 8 contestants out of the top 10 will be competing for the crown. One of them will be named the fairest of them all in the land of Botswana. But despite the withdrawals, the pageant will continue on Saturday at the GICC, and the remaining 8 contestants for the competing crown. Now, if you can allow me to just read out their names, we have Magdalene Mudibani, we have Gurley Kokilwe, Ruth Thomas, Future, Kimberly Kotewa, Selwana Mutseneng, Future, Gaithusi Lamesegaisi, and Kitimetse Sola. Those are the top 8 contestants out of the 10 that will be competing for the highly coveted Miss Botswana crown. We know that, the theme has since been released. It's African Regalia, and the organizers say that they're trying to honor traditions while also celebrating the modernity of beauty pageantry, and a lot of entertainment stakeholders, I know, including myself, I'm looking forward to attending the event. We look forward to crowning the next Miss Botswana, who will be representing us at the International Miss World next year, as we, look forward into that pageant. However, we do hope that all the issues, all the drama that is happening at the, pageant will be solved by the time that the grand finale is taking place. And we do hope that this will not affect the crowning of Miss Botswana 2025.
Thank you very much, Rorisang, for bringing us the comprehensive Botswana report.
It is always a pleasure to be with you all right here on Africa Good Morning.
Africa Good Morning indeed. Let's dive straight into the economic news. In Namibia, multinational companies abusing transfer pricing to shift profits to tax havens and avoid paying tax in the country have been warned against these practices. NAMRA Commissioner Sam Shivute issued the warning at the official launch of Tax Inspectors Without Borders.
We are then sending out a clear message to the multinational, and you know yourself, for those who have been abusing transfer pricing, making money in Namibia in different sectors, and making sure that the profit is shifted to tax haven and jurisdiction with low tax rates, so that you don't pay tax here whilst you are getting the benefit from here. We're sending out a message that not only are we capacitating the team of the auditors that you see here, we are also working with international partners, just like other developing countries did, so that we can make sure that a fair share of tax from a profit derived from Namibia is paid to the state. And we also
Thank you for staying with Africa Good Morning. Throughout the broadcast, we brought you the latest from Africa, including Rwanda and Congo refusing to meet in Angola, but then deciding to meet in Qatar. Rorisang Mogojwe also brought us the Botswana Report. From me, Ashwin Bailey, and the Africa Good Morning team, DSTV 285, GoTV 25, 1up2.com, and Network Media Hub on YouTube is precisely where you can always find us. Suraj Kanaka.